Episode 8, The Outsiders, was brought to you by the letter Y! Why?
All that progress that they supposedly made in the last episode.
I mean, just, why would any of... Okay, there were a lot of questionable decisions by the characters in the story. I have concerns.
I'd really like to start with why Fred Andrews has a part-time crew instead of a full-time crew.
Yeah,
Because his full-time crew got bought out by Veronica's father.
I'm pretty sure there are, like, contracts to, like, prevent shit like that, aren't there?
Yeah. Like, when you start a job, you're supposed to see it through.
But no, here, after they get bought out by, Hiram... Wait,
Not Hiram,
Mr. Blossom.
Yeah,
yes.
Creep-faced Blossom.
Yeah.
Creep face.
Not quite as creepy as Betty's not quite Abercrombie and Fitch dad. Then Archie, but then after they get bought out for the construction job, Archie says, "Hey, teens, hey, football team and Jughead, come and work at this," which I'm pretty sure breaks some law. I don't know what, but
Maybe 5.
yeah.
10.
Because you can't, this is not a small thing. You need to get a permission from the school to actually work during the school year.
Yeah, that's true.
You're
You need a voucher.
You're assuming that Riverdale operates on normal behaviors.
Logic.
I am assuming that Riverdale is at least subject to national child labor laws.
I'm pretty sure this is a micronation. I'm now convinced. A micronation inside the Vermont area that was specifically founded to fuck over everyone living in it.
I mean...
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, and following on the train of questionable decisions, when it comes to the point that some people start wrecking the equipment and suspicion is thrown on the Southside Serpents, Archie
Takes matters into his own unfootball-like hands.
and by
Because
He's on the football team, how dare you?
He's on the football team. How did he fumble this that bad?
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So, basically, he takes some friends and goes into the Southside Serpents bar to confront them. Now, here's a suggestion. Just one. So, one guy heard that the people trashing the equipment were gonna keep coming back until everything was gone. Well, here's an idea. Tell the cops that, and have the cops just, wait in the shadows until the thugs come and then spring out and grab them then.
You're assuming that most of the cops are not on the Blossom payroll.
There was no proof that this was Blossom. I mean, I'm sorry. Archie went off on that, but you know what? That sheriff was totally right. There was no proof that this was Blossom. I mean, maybe it was. He had a motive, but at this point, it is all conjecture. But
going to the Southside Serpent bar leads Archie to discover that Jughead's father is the leader of the Southside Serpents.
Dun, dun, dun.
which
We knew this already.
We knew, but Jughead not entirely
his friends with.
Our dramatic irony is gone.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I got nothing. I mean, it's a bit of a touchy subject, but yeah. So Archie miraculously doesn't die. And Mr. Jones, of course, has called Fred, who speeds his ass over there and
Get in the truck, Archie.
yeah, and doesn't think to like keep an eye on him. So, you know what? We're gonna skip a bit, and just go to the fact that Archie's dad, for some reason, doesn't ground him for A, going into a bar when he's not 21, B, going into the Southside Serpents bar where he could have died, and
Third, running headlong into an obstacle where he could have possibly gotten brain damage or death or, you know, something else.
what was the obstacle?
The Southside Serpents.
Oh, yeah. Also,
I think we covered the dangerous part under death.
yeah. Also, fourth, not staying in the damn truck and running off. But I'm always a little nervous about deciding what should and shouldn't be a grounding offense. This is one of the ones I'm firmly on the side of grounding.
Yeah, this is very much on the side of I need a safe in my basement that I can put your guitar in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But,
Or, you know, just put the guitar in the guitar case and then lock it and then put a bunch of chains around it and then sink it.
okay, that's a little far, but,
This is assuming that the, you know, guitar case is airtight and waterproof.
yeah.
Because that would create water damage and then you would never be able to play it again.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Apparently he sold another one, which we never saw.
Oh boy.
But that's several episodes back.
Yeah. But let's go from that plot to the other plot where even more questionable decisions are happening. So, as we stated, Polly is staying with the Lodges, and
She's staying in the Lodge.
This is a nice hotel. This is a nice hotel.
God damn it. And the brainwave here is to throw a baby shower and invite the Blossoms and the Coopers. Both moms, who, in case you don't remember, wanted either the baby or Polly, and the other one can go fuck itself. So, yeah, it's a questionable idea, to say the least. It mostly works out, up until shit gets, bad, when Archie bursts in.
Says, by the way, guys, did you know?
Yeah,
Everyone else is
Archie
sitting there
bursts
like,
in
"The
to
fuck,
confront Jughead about his omission.
Very publicly. To quote the cinema snob, dude, this isn't your party. Sit down and shut the fuck up. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Somehow this doesn't actually trigger the conflict between the Blossoms and the Coopers, but they choose to start it up at the same time.
Yeah. When it rains, it pours. And
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
pretty much.
I would have gone with Reigns of Castamere at that point.
Oh boy. Eventually. And lo and behold, it turns out after Alice and Betty are consoling Polly, it turns out Papa Cooper tried to force an abortion on Polly. They don't call it that, but
Yeah, they
They
avoid
like
that word like
pussyfoot
the
around that
plague.
issue though. And then it turns out that he also forced an abortion on his wife,
what the fuck?
who I'm kind of thinking maybe they were boyfriend-girlfriend at that time.
Well, they did say high school sweethearts at the beginning of the...
Oh my god, this was foreshadowed.
Foreshadowing.
I mean, it's still like one. It's still one of far too many links on this like cross-pattern chain of bullshit and betrayal. But oh my god!
Honestly, the web of relationships here is more complicated than Jughead's murder board. Although, at this point, it's more complicated than the Question's apartment.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Just. God. I mean, I know I should feel good for Alice for like coming to Polly's side,
Standing up for herself.
and then kicking out
Said
Papa.
husband.
Yeah, but
Papa Cooper.
yeah, but at this point, she's just established herself as the worst of humanity, and it is going to take a long time, if ever, for us, the audience, to ever trust her. And
You're assuming that we ever trusted her to begin with.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking future here. And then...
Not even trust her again, because we didn't trust her in the first place.
No trust!
Did I say again?
No, you didn't.
Okay, good. And...
I'm just stating, for the record,
yeah.
don't trust Alice Cooper.
No.
Never.
But, and then, in the last of the questionable decisions, Polly, apparently has been burned a bit too much by Daddy's attempt at forcing an abortion and Mommy having the nuns in white coats drag her away. So...
At least once that we saw on screen, mind you.
So Betty comes to her and says, "It's okay, Polly, you can come home. Mom kicked Dad out, so it'll just be us girls, it'll be great."
And she goes to live with...
The Blossoms. Because this episode of Riverdale was brought to you by the letter...
Why?
God, honestly, if you're given 3 options, go home with parents, go home with baby's other grandparents, or stay where the fuck you are, why would you not choose Veronica?
When in doubt, choose Veronica.
Seriously.
She may be an entitled bitch sometimes, but her heart is in the right place.
Seriously.
Which is more than you can say about...
Literally anybody else in this entire universe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Superstar.
You know, I just...
Her heart is in the right place, but she keeps trying to pile money underneath
Bring
it,
in parallels to be like, oh yeah, it's like, being invited to 2 celebrity parties on the same night, because I know, because that happened to me, and I'm just like,
Oh my god.
oh you poor baby, your life must be so hard.
Okay, so future showmakers out there,
Don't do this.
yes, but transitioning, and building off of that, I should say, when creating a show, it's important that one or more of the characters be somewhat...
Relatable?
Yes. Now, certain exceptions exist, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but...
Or a show based around being inside Arkham Asylum. That would be a reasonable place where you could accept... Where you could be exempt from making relatable characters.
Or a show, based around people who have superhuman abilities.
Yeah, but, sometimes at least their personalities are relatable, but even so, just... Man.
Try and make personalities relatable. We need characters we can, look to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like you. You are the rock of this show. Stay that way.
Yeah, it's not just that we need representation with more diverse characters. We need the characters who are not diverse to still be relatable.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
So, so there's actually, I actually want to talk about 2 things, sort of revelations I had, if there are any objections. So, the first being that I think I know why this show is called Riverdale instead of Archie, partially because, the Archie brand is associated with, 50s funsies. But Archie has, despite him being at the top of the billing, he has little to no bearing on the main plot, on the mystery. He's...
Literally nothing.
Yeah, you could... Yeah, if this were like a 22-minute thing, you could cut all of his scenes and...
Be fine.
Yeah. It's always the B-plot.
You'd have a more concentrated version of a mystery plot, and you could stop trying to force it to be Riverdale.
Which brings me to revelation number 2, which was actually something that I got off of a friend's Twitter. She said that, well, basically the tweet was more or less, wow, I sat down to watch Riverdale, and within the first episode, statutory rape. I just wanted to turn my brain off, guys, and yeah, this is really what bugs me about the whole Archie darker and gritty thing. It's that it's not dark and gritty, it's trying to be edgy. It's like they want to be adult and mature, and the first thing they go to is statutory rape. It's the fucking Batman v Superman treatment all over again with Archie, and fuck you for it. Like, seriously, like, oh, you know, Superman's too lighthearted. Let's have him kill people. Well, yeah, Archie's too lighthearted. Let's have everyone be some degree of sociopath and have Miss Teacher bang an underage boy. I mean, you are handling mature topics very immaturely for cheap drama, and I really want to just find the people responsible and smack them upside the head and say, no, it's a bad Riverdale producer. Bad. You know, grab his head and hold his nose up to the celluloid and like rub his face in it. It's like, you did this.
Yeah, this is the screenwriting equivalent of taking a perfectly good candy, dropping it in a pile of dog poop, and then assuming somebody will eat it.
And claiming it's art. Roxy, I feel like we've been talking a lot. Do you have, what do you have on your end of the table?
Props to Alice. Everybody, can we just agree? Snaps for Alice Cooper.
Just a little bit. Still don't like her, right? She's got a lot of bad
I didn't
karma.
say we had to like her.
Okay, that's
but
fair.
She took a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, she stood up to her husband, who it turns out is not the, you know, perfect high school boyfriend that, you know, we thought he was gonna be. No. He's an idiot. And rude. And thinks that he can, like, enforce his law in the house. And it's like, I'm sorry. You thought you wore the pants in this relationship? That's really cute.
Honestly,
That's adorable. No.
honestly, the way that this show is going, I am surprised that, like, considering, like, that Mr. Cooper is twice Alice's size, that didn't end with a 911 call to the hospital and the police. Like, when he started shouting, I'm like, oh, someone's gonna get their ass whooped, but thank you, Riverdale, for not going that direction.
Yeah, at least you've successfully avoided domestic violence.
At least they sidestepped that issue.
Yeah.
There is... Oh, I lost that thought.
It's okay. You'll find it again. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe I don't want to.
Maybe. Just... It is kind of interesting that that Alice Cooper took such a shift from Mother Gothel to where she is now. And the thing is, I don't know where the transition started, if it wasn't just like a light switch.
It does seem like it came entirely in this episode. Up until now, I've been relatively sure that it was her side of the family that had the grudge with the Blossoms.
No. But I think the shift happened when she stepped into the baby shower, kind of saw how much support Polly had
Okay,
from
that's
the community.
That's fair.
And the fact that, you know, maybe the fact that she brought the nightlight,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was
kind of shows a bit of forethought. So maybe it started off screen and then we saw it, pardon the pun, we saw it blossom
Actually, wait.
into reality when she stepped into the baby shower.
That is fair. I actually want to add on to that because I just had a thought. It might have started percolating when Betty and Veronica stood up to her after she pulled them out of class to be like, why the fuck are you hiding my daughter?
Well, not out of class, but out of lounge.
Well,
Out of
school,
this
yeah.
inexplicably lush student lounge.
My God, when I worked at high school, the high school a few months ago, teachers didn't have a lounge that good.
Okay.
Man, so yeah,
I think they have like 2 vending machines as well as like easy chairs and couches.
You can see why Jughead would want to take advantage of these schools'
Facilities.
state-of-the-art facilities.
oh yeah, that's something
from last episode.
we didn't mention that, but before he moved in with Archie, he was living at school, which in itself just raises so many fucking questions. But
Although I do appreciate the enormous stupidity of, my dad thinks I'm couch surfing. Why don't you actually couch surf with us?
pretty
He's like,
much.
Or I could not. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, turn your lie into something maybe not a lie.
And maybe not as illegal as living in a closet under the stairs at the school.
The well-trodden staircase.
Yes.
Yikes.
The forgotten closet under the well-trodden staircase.
Oh. No, he wanted to
Didn't look
live
that
out his.
forgotten to me.
He wanted to live out his Harry Potter fantasies.
Harry only lived under the stairs until the Dursleys got kind of
Scared of him?
scared of him. We're like, we'll just give you Dudley's old room.
Yeah, but
How
I
many
know,
bedrooms
but-
do you have, people?
Well, yeah, good point. But I don't know. Maybe it's just like I'm living under the stairs until life gets better. Come for me, Hagrid. Come for me.
Hagrid wouldn't fit under the stairs.
Well,
He's half giant.
I'm waiting for my Hogwarts letter to slip under the door.
yeah. Okay, so anything else we should cover, or should we go to the ending duduns?
I got none.
Alright, so the ending duduns. Well, first of all, it starts out like a Disney movie, where Fred and
Hermione?
yes, thank you.
That other Harry Potter character?
Oh God. Yeah. Okay, we have successfully moved on from Game of Thrones. They come into their site and Mr. Jones and all the South Side Serpents are there being like,
Like, you need a crew? We got a crew.
and the montage starts while Lin-Manuel says, away, away, da-da-da-da-da-da-bam. No, that doesn't happen. That's the rival
No.
of WB.
Mm-mm.
But the
That was bad and you should feel bad.
why?
Because I said so.
Okay. But Mr. Jones, did we ever find out his first name?
F.P. Jones.
FP.
Yeah, we've basically only gotten FP out of
Okay.
anybody so far.
All right, we'll go with FP. I'll look it up on Wikipedia after this.
Wikipedia is not a valid source for anything.
Don't bring that college shit in here.
I'm sorry.
So he takes Hermione aside, and he's like, look, I checked in with my guys, and it wasn't the Southside Serpent. There's actually some guys in Montreal.
And we all know who has business in Montreal.
She's like, Hiram? And he's like,
Because we don't know who has business in Montreal, the audience.
I mean, It was
kind of put two and two together because
we
we don't
assumed.
really bury the lead here.
Yeah, I'm sure it was said that Hiram had business up north. So
Abroad.
yeah, but and she's like, but Hiram, someone snitched about you and Fred. Now the question is who. But at the same time, FP has his own secret because he and police commissioner's son's boyfriend are doing some cover-up with Jason's jacket, and he's like, the operation has to run smoothly.
Oh yeah, because the sheriff's kid thinks we're totally legit. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Or at least the sheriff's kid thinks his contact in the Serpents is legit.
Oh, sorry, I forgot for a moment. Can we talk about like the heavenly light around Betty and Jughead kissing?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
No, we may not.
Okay.
Because it really does kind of look like somebody just
Drop the light into the shot.
kind of. Or like the impression I got was there's some creepy neighbor with a searchlight, and just anytime he sees any teenagers kissing, focus, focus.
Man, why couldn't the show be about them? Yeah.
The creepy neighbor?
Yeah.
Because at least that would be funny.
Yeah. Oh man, I smell a web series that may get a C&D from CW. But yeah, so, yeah.
And that's the show!
That was The Outsiders. Still not feeling the chemistry between Jughead and Betty.
But we'll see!
We saw the article where Jughead's actor said he wanted to play Jughead asexual.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
that
he
happened.
I don't think it happened either, but I think he tried.
Well, at least...
He tried. He failed, but he tried.
At least the actors are partially innocent, maybe.
Good on you, Sprouse.
Alright, well, that was episode 8. We'll move on to episode 9, or dinner, whichever strikes our fancy first. And if anyone from the cast of Riverdale
Cast, writing crew, producers, anyone.
if any of you guys are watching,
this.
tell Veronica, call me.
Well, that ended a little creepier than I thought it was.
Attraction is not creepy!